Welcome to Down South Football Podcast, man. We had another great weekend of football. Some good wins, some bad. Look, in this cold environment, sir, anytime we get football, it's a great weekend of football. So that's what we got to look at right there. But, however, let's go ahead and get the show started. This is your boy, Bernard Williams, man. Of course, to the right, left of me, depending on how you look at the video, I got Chauncey Tuck below me, David Gardner, and to the right of him is Mr. I Am DJ Double Dose, Mr. Ben Dennis. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Doing pretty
Ripping as always, man. But we hanging in there.
We in here.
I know it, man. I know it. Hey, it was a weekend to remember, to say the least. But before we get into some of these games, with the Big 10 being back, welcome back, Big 10, and y'all came back with a bang. Before we get in the game, let's roll through a few scores so we don't want to leave anybody out. So we're gonna roll through a few scores around here. Who we got first? Unfortunately, we got to start at home with the UAB Blazers losing that 21 game, was it 22? 22 game home, 22 home game losing streak to Louisiana. But hey, at least they lost to DJ Looney's team. You know, every player from Louisiana had Looney on the back. But hey, that streak is over with. 24-20. Moving on from there, we got some crazy scores, some crazy stuff that happened, but this one was kind of surprising. Virginia 14, Miami 19. Miami, you look sluggish. You did not look good. I'm sorry to say that, but go ahead, Dave.
Chime in real quick?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Just real 10-second-ish.
You
good. Miami does this every year. They jump out fast, and somewhere along the line, they start the trend in the other direction. So,
right.
Not going to expound on that, but I'll let you take it on.
I will say this, Dave, but in the past, they normally would lose that game. They normally would lose that game, and they actually still pulled it off.
It's coming. It's coming.
I got it. All right, moving on. We got Wake Forest with a little bit of an upset, 23-16 over the ranked team Virginia Tech. Man, that's a great win for Wake Forest. Hope they can keep moving on and moving forward. A team we don't normally not get the chance to talk about because they normally are in the good pile. That's Oklahoma 33 and TCU 14. That team is just sitting back. I don't know. And Ben, I'm sorry. David, I'm sorry. Louisville 48, Florida State 16. Is there any words before we move on?
First of all, I want to say that before Ben get going real quick. Malik, great game, man.
Yes.
Glad you know what I'm saying, you had a great game. That's all I asked for. I wanted the Seminoles to win, but I wanted Malik to have a great game, man. That's like family to me. So shouts out to him.
And as far as that goes, like you said, I think we were always in agreement. We wanted Malik to have a good game. But Lord have mercy, we couldn't have made it any easier for him, I swear. But you know, it is what it is, man. You know, people have to realize it's the same. We are a 5 to 7 win ball club. We've been that way for the last 3 years. And we're gonna have good games, we're gonna have bad games, man. We shouldn't be shocked at this point. If you're an FSU fan, you shouldn't be shocked about what happened Saturday. You shouldn't. We're gonna go. We're gonna at least get to 5, Negro.
Look, we'll come back.
I said 5 to 7.
Y'all interrupting my flow here. All right, we got Texas 27, Baylor 16. It was close for a minute, I guess. Yeah. But Texas pulled it out. Dave, I'm sorry once again.
Don't fool with Baylor no more.
I picked Texas. Remember, I picked Texas.
Okay. I know you done with them. So Boston College 48, Georgia Tech 27. Georgia Tech, you're going in the wrong direction. Moving on to a different little conference. Let's see here. A little bit of a shock for some people. Missouri 20, Kentucky 10.
Yeah, that was my shock.
It was no shocker for me.
Dave, tell them what you said about playing in Missouri.
So let me tell you something, man.
Don't nobody play.
Every time I tune in Missouri, I just that's just like a place I don't want to play. It just looked like it's damp and cold. And they ain't even really got no real track out there. I don't even know what they have.
Exactly. They look like a high school stadium. They really do.
Stadium. They have like brand new track stuff, and you still got the track. I guess they practice out there.
Hey man, I guess that's for the golf carts. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
it just look. Nobody can win in Missouri but Missouri. So
Yeah,
go ahead, Renard.
I had no faith in Alabama, but I had no faith. I thought I had a little faith in Kentucky defense, but man, dude,
I tell you, Missouri been doing some things. You got to watch them, especially at home. All right,
hey, Tuck, I'm closing in.
I got
not that much.
All right, this game I gotta send Tuck $5. He lucked up in the end. Texas Tech 34, West Virginia 27. The next game on the schedule as he drinks his drink. Anyway, hey, shout out to TJ Finley. Shout out to LSU, man, looking good against South Carolina. LSU 52, South Carolina 24. LSU. We're gonna talk about y'all more later on the week when we come back in prediction show. And to just finish it off, Michael Locksley, I'm just gonna pray for you, sir.
Mike Locksley.
We all knew that Tua Tagovailoa was going to be the starter from the jump. Everybody knew this was going to happen, but Talua is no Tua.
No.
Northwestern 43, Maryland 3. Shout out to Northwestern for putting some offense up, man. Peyton Ramsey. But those are the games that we just want to make sure we get into. So, and to give the score, but let's move on to some meat of the schedule, bruh.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start. We got to start in East
start
Lansing. We got to start in East Lansing, sir.
Hey. Sparta! This is Sparta!
Sparta. That's what they do.
Are we done? Okay. Here we go. All right. We got Rutgers 38, Michigan State 27. Rutgers being led by I can't call him a new coach, let's say a retread, Greg Schiano, and of course Michigan State being led by Mel Tucker, 2 first-year coaches in these good programs. And if I remember right, wasn't this game like 21-7 in the second quarter before I even looked up? Hey, man, look, shout out to Rutgers, man, because I think if I have this stat right, they first road conference win since 2016, something like that.
Yeah, 2016. It's been
either way, man. They look like a totally different team, man. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I just had to bring this game into it, man, because it's Rutgers football. Ray Rice, where you at?
Ray Rice, where you at?
Hey.
I'm not going to say it.
Leave Ray Rice alone.
I'm talking about just in football terms. We ain't gonna go down the other.
You know what? There's a lot of ways we're gonna go with it.
We're going to leave that alone.
Okay, well, look. I'm sorry. We used the wrong name. Somebody give me a different name.
That is their best win since he was there, though. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to it's Eric Gardner, the one that got paralyzed. What was his name? The guy that got paralyzed.
You still bad. Look, I don't know.
Anyway, hey, Rutgers ain't got a lot to go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look on this game, like man, shout out to Coach Schiano. I'm glad he's back. You know what I'm saying? Because in one point in time, Rutgers was rolling. Rutgers was up there because it was going against my theory of kids who come from above the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes,
we all know about this theory,
right? So with Rutgers, going out there and like straight up balling now. Again, it is Mel Tucker and Michigan State is. I think they're a redeveloping program under Mel Tucker, but I think give them a couple of years because their recruiting classes hasn't been good. All the kids are going to Michigan because they got Jordan stuff. All the kids going to Ohio State. A lot of kids are actually going to Illinois. Michigan State have lost out to kids to go to Illinois, and that's a big like what?
That's a big deal.
It's going to take Mel Tucker a couple of years to get that program back right, and then due to the scholarship reductions, I think they did get some scholarship reductions due to the some of the stuff that was going on off the field. So, I mean, give them some time. It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a restructuring program.
I will say this, Michigan State, 7 turnovers, it don't matter about anything else. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to hear. Yeah. I mean, wow.
You can't beat nobody. Middle school, high school, little league. You can't beat nobody with the 7 turnovers.
You ain't beating nobody with 7 turnovers, man. Like I said, I saw some of this game. I was shocked by the score, but Rutgers did like a totally different team. So that's all I really had on this one. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, one thing I will say, if they turned the ball over 7 times and they only lost by 2 scores.
Right.
They clean that up.
Hey,
maybe they got something
decent football. So I'm not gonna give up on Michigan State. I'll still keep my eye on them. Just clean it up. First game,
Weird,
We
yeah.
already know
COVID season.
COVID season.
COVID season.
19, 2020, however you want to look at it. But, that's what you get.
I think it's just more being happy for Rutgers to see them not just be the laughing stock right now. That don't mean they ain't gonna get their butt beaten in other games, but just to see them that way. So
Right.
But if we ready, we can move on to I'm not gonna call it the game of the weekend, but bruh, it is absolutely ridiculous. Indiana versus Penn State, man. Penn State, you gotta wake up Sunday morning and say, what the hell just happened? Because I look at you with your 3 turnovers and all your missed field goals, and then all the dumb football plays that you made to actually lose this game. Shout out to Indiana for what they did, Michael Penix and all them, but and definitely gonna talk about this controversial call, but we gotta get into it, man. Y'all give me what you got on it first. Tuck, what you got, sir?
Basically, very disappointed in how James Franklin looked like they was very ill prepared for the game. I think they were going in, and I didn't know the game was in Bloomington. That's the number one thing. I didn't know it was in Indiana, so I think they were out coached a lot, especially since well, you could have kneeled the ball, I think, 4 times, or you could have ran 4 plays, and I think the clock would have continued to run. You would have won the game.
Right.
But instead, I think you threw a pass on 3rd down or something, stop the clock, and it's coaching. And you're in your 4th year now, 5th year at Penn State, and you laid an egg pretty much. Now going back to Indiana, I think. That play at the end with the 2-point conversion.
We got to get into it.
Yeah, I think he was out of bounds, y'all.
I've seen it multiple times, and
the ball didn't break the plane to me. That's what I'm looking at.
But the nose looked like it. They say it just needs to be
just down when the ball touches the nose. It was bang bang, but I would have not given him a touchdown.
It looked like to me when the nose touched. It was kind of like the nose touching and the white of the bounce was touching at the same time.
It was simultaneous. It was kind of like, you know what? We just gonna roll with it.
Well, you roll with it. That's why they said the call stand. They roll with the call that was on the field. That's why a lot of times in that situation, that call is important. But Dave, what you think about the actual about the call, man?
Well, about the call, I've looked at it like 10, 12 different times. I would rule it not a touchdown or not a 2-point conversion, but you have to respect the fact that on the field they ruled it good. So that means when they go to video evidence, that it has to be undisputable that it was, not there. So I don't think that, and I think that the debate that Tuck and Ben are having is that it's kind of the same debate that they had in the booth. And if that's the case, you got to go with the call on the phone on the field. So overall, I think it was a bad call. But again, we're not done with bad officiating this year. It's going to be bad. It's bad at every level. Now, I want to say one more thing in 15 seconds. I didn't watch this game, but I am looking at the stats, and based off the stats, Penn State looked like they dominated this game.
Yes. Now, from a number perspective, yes.
From a number perspective. Now, what I will look at, I'm looking at 4 penalties for Indiana, 10 for Penn State. And I would imagine those 10 were at untimely times in the game.
Plus, they had, now if I remember, didn't they have, because Penn State had 3 turnovers. How many did Indiana have?
They had 2.
2.
Okay.
So everything was kind of even. I mean, Penn State threw 2 interceptions. They threw 1. Penn State lost a fumble. They lost a fumble. So your turnover margin was 3-2.
Right.
But the big discrepancy was, I mean, heck, Penn State ran for 250 yards.
They were total.
Illinois ran for 41.
Yeah.
So
what really killed Penn State, and especially in the red zone against I can't remember Indiana's quarterback name.
Penix.
Look, when I tell you the defense could not tackle a soul, they could not tackle number 9. They couldn't tackle. They kept sliding off him in the red zone. I think tackling all in all in college football period. I
Mhm.
think
it's gonna be bad until January.
It's gonna continue to be bad
Yeah,
you can't
to the
really
playoffs. Yeah,
right. You can't really practice tackling during the season. You have to practice tackling during the spring.
right.
So I don't know.
But
Oh.
I mean, I guess I'm just kind of looking at this, man. I'm like, Penn State quarterback, 91.2 QBR.
Right.
Their running back rushed for 119 in a tug. I mean, you had a receiver, 4 receptions, 94 yards. Everything about this stat line says win. So
Yeah.
at something in that game had to. I don't know if it looks like I'm pointing to penalties,
Mhm.
but like I said, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I think the main thing that Penn State can take away from it is, even if you exclude the 2 picks that he made, I'm not gonna say finally found, but I think that they are cool with Clifford being a quarterback moving forward. They were somewhat efficient on third downs. I mean, 9 for 17 is not bad. You know what I'm saying? That you can build off that and you can live with that. And ultimately, they should have won this game for all intents and purposes. I mean, they should have won this game, but sometimes, like you say, the ball just don't bounce your way. And on that last call, I know you hear it as a cliche, football is a game of inches. Literally, in this game, the nose of the damn ball, because the ball was not there.
Yeah.
It was the nose of the ball that touched the white paint. So shout out to Indiana, man.
There's a couple things that I take away from it that we haven't mentioned here. The fact that you get down there and you're 0 for 3 on field goals. Let's just not forget that part of it. You can't go 0 for 3 for field goals. The second thing is the mismanagement by James Franklin and Penn State of, like, they will say, like, they just didn't seem prepared. Like, you get the ball back on your 15-yard line with 1 42 seconds left. Indiana has one timeout, and you mismanage that situation. If you fall on the ball 4 times, they're gonna burn at least. Yeah, they're gonna burn that one, and that's 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds off each time. So even if you do on 4th down, fall down, you giving them 15 seconds to drive the length of the field to get a field goal. It's not gonna happen.
And I think they could have took a safety. They had to run around and took a safety and still won the game. That's why I was like, it's different stuff for you to get out of Bloomington and get a win. You had opportunity.
It couldn't take a safety because of the fact they was on the 15-yard line to go. That's when the dude tried to stop at the goal line.
That's right. That's
what I'm saying. Fall down. So if you give the ball over on downs, they got to go at least 60 yards in 10 seconds to get a field goal to beat.
Right.
That's right.
But we see that a lot, though. We see that Pittsburgh clock mismanagement, man. And it's just like, I know we don't like to talk about it because it's not really a great topic to talk about, but a lot of coaches had these mismanagements of the clock, and you just be sitting back like, hey, man.
And then too, you always, and it's just like anything else. We talk about the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, head coach, but sometimes you need somebody there to coach the coach.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If I'm the head coach, I'm the head coach, but sometimes I need somebody to say, "Hey, coach, this is time. This is time we got on the clock. If we do this, and this, we can get out of here." And I think that is really under talked about.
And let's be real about this too. We don't know how much think how much the Big 10 has been through as far as like the season's on, the season off. We don't know this one on that. So you don't know what they had time to work on. You don't know what that kind of stuff like that. Like you said, like they need somebody there to say, "Hey, do this, do that." Everybody's not Nick Saban meticulous,
right?
And then too, Renard, and we can move on. This is not a normal first game.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
We went second week in October,
right? So this is probably a first game for them, but it's probably under normal circumstances it would be a first game, but it would be against a lesser talent. So the kinks that we're seeing them work through now don't cost them,
right?
Like they do this year. This year, you have zero room for error, and that's why I still think, and we talked about it early in the year, it would surprise me to see a 2-loss or 3-loss team in a conference championship.
I'm with y'all on this, man. Everybody keep thinking that stuff is already done. I'm just like, man, it's 2020, man. I'm not saying they're gonna come out that way, but you just don't know what is gonna happen.
We don't know what the hell can happen in November. And if you're telling me you do, let's talk, because let's make some money since you know what's gonna happen in November.
You ain't lying. I need to go back out there to that casino. I was
exactly. You come with me to the casino if you know what's gonna happen in November. Come talk to me.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on a little bit, man, to another game that was on Friday night. That's Wisconsin versus Illinois. Wisconsin was 45. Illinois 7. Graham Mertz, 20 of 21, 248 yards, 5 TDs, and can spin it. I don't know.
Dog.
Did somebody on the show say they had a new look offense?
Yeah, it's not new look. It's just the fact that it doesn't feel like I can rely on play action and I have to do it.
Did you say 5 passing TDs from
Say it again. 1,
from
2,
Wisconsin?
Yes,
5.
Really? And they weren't behind.
And 5 dimes.
Wow.
And they weren't losing. This one empty calories.
I don't know if I'm more impressed that it's from. I don't know if I'm more impressed that it's 5 touchdowns. It's more impressed that it's 5 touchdowns from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I got you one more, Dave. He was 20 for 21.
Mm-hmm.
Had 1 incompletion.
Who is this guy?
He was a very highly recruited guy. I think he redshirted last year, if I'm right, Tuck. Yeah. But he was like that, one of the highest recruits they've ever had for offense and for quarterback. So they've been expecting this guy to step up, but hey, he showed it last night. I mean, he looked like Friday. He looked like a quarterback, dog. And I don't know how much their separation is on the outside, because they still did a lot to the tight ends, a lot to the running backs and the receivers. I'm not 100% sold as far as them challenging Ohio State, but to see Wisconsin had that balance and seem like they read the rock, and they already be solid anyway. So
and we know the running game is always gonna be there. So if adding him is gonna give them that one other, because I know we don't say it, but they're kind of like how LSU used to be of the Big 10. Like, they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna pound it, but if they can actually get a quarterback in there that can make a difference, that's gonna make things a lot interesting for what Wisconsin does moving forward.
And I can't really judge anything off their defense, because Illinois, they hung in there for a little bit, but I just don't know what to judge off of it. There's a couple more games who people defenses I don't know what to judge off of when it comes to it. But it's a great win for them, and it's a good sign for them going forward to have that quarterback. If this is Monday night at 10:37, he did test positive for COVID.
Yes.
He is going through a second test. His second test will determine the validity of the first one. And if it's positive again, the Big 10 rules is you're out 3 weeks.
Which would mean he would miss Nebraska, Purdue, and Michigan.
Yeah. And then the killing part is, that's I call it the Saban effect rule, because shout out Arian, by the way. Yes, I'm gonna talk about Nick Saban and
watch your mouth
and his validity on how to change rules around. But anyway, I think hopefully, because I don't get me wrong, if the kid had COVID on Saturday night, I don't want to see him when he don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I'm just saying. Look, kid came out of Kansas, bro. Kansas State had this kid in their hands, and I don't know what coach. I can't remember his name. I don't know what he told him in the recruiting pitch. I guess he said, "Look, I'm going to let you throw this ball here in Wisconsin.
I'm gonna let you throw it. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to spin it."
Kansas State was after him for the longest. I thought they were gonna get him because he was the top player in Kansas. 2 years ago. So, yeah.
Well, we got that, man. So, shout out to Wisconsin, man. We're gonna move on, but we'll see more of y'all with better tests coming later on in the season. So next on the schedule is Nebraska versus Ohio State.
The Ohio
State. All I got to say about this is Justin Fields is on a mission, and y'all better watch out. And that's all I got to say.
Only thing I got to say is I think Tuck was going to rebuttal what I'm going to say. Georgia, you had three quarterbacks, and kept the worst of the three. But go ahead.
Who
Now he ain't gonna rebuttal that. He gonna agree with you on that one.
I would agree with you on that one.
Well, no, I shouldn't say rebuttal. I should say
I concur.
There you
concur.
go. I knew
concur.
Senator Tuck would give me the right the right lingo to use.
Yeah, I mean, bruh, Georgia, y'all had what the Jake from Eason, and you had
Fields.
Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all couldn't tell. We knew this was the deal. Y'all should look. Justin Fields was the best quarterback in that room his freshman year. Yeah, Jake Fromm did just come off of coming back from I think the SEC championship game that year. So it was going to be hard. But if you Kirby Smart would have pulled a Nick Saban and made a pull in quarterback, you would have probably have your gave Georgia their first national championship since 1980.
But you know what I'm talking? It's like y'all always joke with me about loyalty, man. He chose loyalty probably over his head.
Right.
He looked at it like, look, the kid took us.
Ben, what was okay? At the end of the day, Ben, not to cut you off. We're gonna make this real quick segment, but I'm saying is this: as a college coach, and we talked about this in the pre-show. As a college coach, when you recruit a kid, you put your job on the line.
Especially quarterback.
Okay? Especially quarterback. So that means that you got to put the best guy on the field. Bruh, if you don't see right now, don't get me wrong, maybe Fromm was the best guy for that system.
Maybe Fields wasn't.
Right.
But maybe, and just maybe, you might need to take a long, deep dive into your system, because we talked about that on a previous show. Coaches coaching their system and not coaching to their talent that they have on the team.
And to your point, Dave, it was like he didn't. I guess maybe he should have just had a complete, clear, concise quarterback battle. And I don't think he did that. I think everybody knew in a sense was he was gonna lean on Fromm, and because he had took him to where he took him to. And it really wasn't going to be an actual quarterback battle. It wasn't going to be an open competition.
Well, if I run a pro style offense and I'm having a QB battle, and one of the QBs is a pro style quarterback,
and took him to a national championship,
right? Who you think gonna look the best in that system?
Right?
The pro style quarterback,
right,
which might not necessarily be the best quarterback. That means that you need to reevaluate what you're doing. Yep. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's definitely gonna come back to 100.
Here's my biggest issue about Justin Fields at Georgia, and then we can move back into Ohio State. Justin Fields at Georgia, when they put him in the game, and everybody was talking about how impressive his arm was in high school and everything else, they never gave him a shot. Every time he came in, it was I'm gonna run this QB draw. I'm gonna run this QB draw. I'm gonna run this QB draw every single time. I'm gonna run this type of stuff, and it was just like he was in there, but he knew he was good enough. I believe if he had just gave him a little bit more of the offense, along with the other off the field issues, he might still have been there. Now I don't expect a QB competition because Fromm was coming back and he was a true freshman. It wasn't really a competition to have. But what I expect for you to give is to say, okay, let me show you that we think you are the future. Or give him some type of chance, because I'm saying if you come put me in a game plan just that, you already had your mind made up. This is what you're gonna have me do for the first year. Go ahead, Dave.
Right.
Renard, I've been in 30 seconds. I want to ask you a question. I want you to give me an answer.
Yeah.
Why is it that an athletic quarterback like a Justin Fields, and we know he can throw the football, why is it that a Georgia, the only time when they brought him in the game, it was either a design run or a read option, or he handed off. It's like it was two different offenses.
That was
I was an or a fake punt.
That was fake punt. Let's not forget that.
And so talk about that for like you got. I mean, it's about 30, 45 seconds.
That was always my question when it came down to Justin Fields, because I'm gonna tell you, and I know Gus Malzahn is not a great QB evaluator. His track record speaks for itself. But the biggest thing about the reason that they were salivating, you had Auburn receivers talking about it's the best ball they've ever seen thrown when they actually was out in the field. He was on a recruiting trip. And you've had several other people that have confirmed that, like, this is one of the best, tightest balls. Like, Auburn wanted him as that passer. They wanted him to be that guy. And I'm just using Auburn for an example because I know for a fact what happened. But everybody across the country wanted that dual threat quarterback, and I'm trying to figure out what happened. Did you think you just had time because of what it was? You know what I'm saying? Like, he has mismanaged all his quarterback situations. If he wasn't happy, he should have found a way to make that kid happy. And you knew it's like he was there on the Sugar Bowl for the sideline, and you knew he was gone then. It's like, what you do about it?
Yeah.
So it's like, go ahead.
And I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. I'm gonna go just a little bit step farther, and we're gonna move on. I don't get it. It's like when he came into the game his freshman year, it's like you dumbed down your offense.
You knew exactly what was going to happen. He was on the end of the run QB draw.
Yes, that was it. You didn't even give him the chance to.
I mean, Ben, they dumbed it down to the fact that, heck, if I wasn't 42 years old, if I was 22 and athletic, heck, I could have ran that. You know what I mean?
What they gave him, the plays that they gave him.
Why do you dumb it down? Because here's my thing. If I'm going to bring in my second string quarterback, I would think I want to run the same system with him, because what if my first string quarterback get hurt?
That would be the smart thing to do.
I know he has some different abilities and he's more athletic.
Right.
And I might want to show that or showcase that. But at the end of the day, my offense is my offense, and I need him to run my offense. But when he gets in, you want to just flip the whole doggone board over and just say, hey, this is what we're going to do. I don't get it.
I think I saw him go back to pass one time. I think it was on the goal line. It was a sprint out type of play. And I will say this, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it either way it go. I just heard, and I could be wrong. And Justin, if this is not true, please don't come after me. Anybody else? I just heard there were some promises made on the recruiting trail, and about playing time and about playing. And at that time, Fromm was like entrenched, and they wasn't being exposed for not having that dual threat quarterback at the time. But it was just like, I don't know, like, are you just playing me to play me? Did you really even worry about my bill? Or you thought you had time, even though you had just lost Eason? But back to Justin Fields at the Ohio State University.
Yes, sir.
Man, the boy was on fire on Saturday, man. You could tell he was on a mission, man. Ohio State offense-wise looked pretty good compared to their running game. Now, their running game with Master Teague and Trey Sermon, the transfer from Oklahoma, wasn't up to par as I thought it would be, because they have a really good offensive line. At least one, I know should be first-round draft pick on that line. The line might not have got gelled together yet. Defense struggled a little bit. I'm not so much as concerned, but that's what I kind of saw. What y'all got on this particular game with Nebraska?
I think as far as Nebraska goes, I know a lot of people had their questions about they've had a love-hate relationship with Martinez, but I don't think he did anything in this game to completely, turn the crowd against them. They got some things. I was hard to say they got some things to build off of with a 52-17 lead, but a loss rather. But I mean, they look better than they have, and it'll be interesting to see how they move forward past this, because their schedule, if old buddy is available to play, it doesn't get any easier. They got Wisconsin next week, so they can't sit back and worry about this, because I'm sure they all knew they probably was going to lose this game. But they got Wisconsin next week, which is possibly a winnable or at best, a game that they can compete in.
They said that the Nebraska's being punished for trying to be
I mean, to quote Desmond Howard, they should kick their ass out. I mean, them all Big 10 people was pissed.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead, Chuck.
All I'm gonna say is, like I said, like Ben said, you said earlier, one of y'all said, Justin Fields on a mission to show that he is the best quarterback in the country. Other than the guy down in South Carolina, in Clemson, South Carolina, they think that he's the best quarterback. Saturday, I think there's going to be a discussion. It's like, hey, who's the number one pick in the coming draft? I mean, trust me, we still have a long season left to go and stuff might happen and stuff like that. But shout out to Justin. I mean, I think he pushed the narrative of wanting to play. Him and Trevor was one of the top kids outside of the SEC that wanted to play football.
Yes.
And I think that their voices were finally heard after some rethinking on how to do some of this stuff.
Don't forget about the 12 people outside. With their signs.
That they're holding all 12 people play a huge role in them to play football this year.
Hey man, don't do that, man. A lot of parents don't do that, man. Hey, they here.
They here.
Go ahead, Tuck.
Because we're talking about the 11 Warriors of Ohio State. I think Nebraska sold out on the run.
Right.
I think that's the reason why we didn't see such a huge run performance. But when you got Justin Fields spreading that ball all the way around the yard, there's no point in running football. So, but yeah, they're going Ohio State. If they keep it up, watch out. They're going to be tough to be beat.
Yeah, they definitely gonna be tough to beat, man. I wouldn't, like I said, if you take Justin Fields off that team Saturday, I wouldn't have been as impressed. But I just feel like all those things are gonna get better and better for them. But speaking of someone who was trying to impress but did not, that'll be Jeremy Pruitt. That'll be Bama versus Tennessee.
Great segue into that.
Only thing I really want to say about this game, we're not even going to talk about the game, okay? I'm not going to talk about the game because it's not even worth going into. But Jalen Waddle, man, like, just prayers up to you, my brother.
Speedy recovery, man.
Get well, man. Get well, brother.
It was nice seeing you in college. I'll see you in the NFL.
Get that check.
You didn't see the post. You didn't see the conference today.
I don't care about that.
Look,
just know they ain't ruling them out.
I mean, they didn't rule
for
out
this season.
They didn't rule
you're talking about that? Yeah, I mean, but would you really want to put yourself out on the line?
You know how we feel about that. Yes, but I'm just saying they made a point to say they made a point to point out the timetable of when the SEC championship game was,
and
when the playoffs was in 8 weeks.
They're out a broken ankle. He's not going to be.
They said 8 weeks to.
Look, let me tell you that 8 weeks before it's healed. No, tell me. They you see what happened to Tua, right? When you rush stuff back,
yes,
that's
sir.
what happens. They're not going to do this with Jalen. If Jalen is smart, if he listens to the right people,
go to Arizona and get ready for the
right. I mean, just go to the rehab place, get better, take your 8 weeks off, and let it completely heal. Then do your month of rehab, and then go back to football because you're not going to be ready for football in 8 weeks. There's no way you'll be ready for football. I heard the press conference, but man, look, get your money, go to Florida, go to Arizona, go.
If you got to go and get ready
and train and get ready for the NFL.
And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he has enough film to speak.
Yeah. More than enough. More than enough.
I mean, he has enough to speak. I mean, that going back for kids that don't have that film to speak for them. I think that everybody coming to the season knew Waller was going to be that guy.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, bro, go get your money. And
it just made me raise an eyebrow when they started talking about the timeline of when the playoffs was. And I'm just sitting there looking. I'm like,
well, I would say this. I would never say no way. I would just say that I just hope that cooler heads prevail.
Yes, sir.
That's my thing. I just hope that cooler heads prevail and just he makes the best decision for him and not try to make a big decision or anything else. Like I said, initially Nick said out for the year, and I know they had a press conference today, so I'm just gonna say out for the year. Jeremy Pruitt, I have one couple words of advice for you. If you're down 25, running the ball 3 straight plays and punting does nothing.
It's not a good formula for football.
And then you turn around, Alabama's up 25, and they come out throwing the ball. So that's all you needed to know about how I feel about you right now. But then to sum this up, you come out the next series and you go deep and you get a touchdown. I'm just so confused about him. You go deep twice and you get 2 touchdowns. I'm just confused about him. But Tennessee, you have looked better, but your slope is going like this right now. So let's what they said. A Tennessee fan has never been able to post on Facebook, tweet,
or make an Instagram post
I saw that.
about beating Alabama.
I was
It's
like,
been 14.
When you see that, when you just see that, and it makes you think like, damn, it's really been 14 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's
crazy.
That's all I really have this game because the machine keeps rolling.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say about
That's
all
it.
that. You know, Dave, you got anything on this game before we move forward, sir?
I don't. I really don't, man.
Well,
Just
apparently you got some music on this game.
well, I was tell you.
Fine.
oh man.
No. What I was trying to do was get this right here. I was trying to get. That's the bomb y'all were talking about for Jeremy Pruitt.
I got you.
And that's what I was trying to get.
I got you.
It's gonna hit.
And he ain't going nowhere.
That's what I was trying to get. But I mean, I like Jeremy. I like what he brings to the table. And they're not up to par to beat Alabama right now, and it's going to take a while.
But
I just want the Tennessee family to be patient and just acknowledge that it's a process. Alabama didn't get to be where they are now overnight. It wasn't like Saban was hired and they just started winning. It seems that way, but in actuality, it took a process. Now, 3 years is a bit fast for your normal school, but that's all I want to say. Yes, Tennessee family, be patient, man.
Yeah, and I mean, and he really is, and what he's doing on recruiting trail, man, and some of the other stuff he's doing, like it's going to look positive. But I think they're going to need a game changer at quarterback to really push them forward. I'm not the person normally to stick on quarterback stuff, but they're going to need a game changer at quarterback to move forward. So outside that, get well, Walter, man. We appreciate you, dog. This game went exactly how we thought. We not finna waste much time on we about to move forward. Next on the list is going to be Clemson, man. Clemson struggled for the first 2-3 quarters, man. That was well, they was up and then they kind of came back and they kind of let them back into the game, man. And I kind of watched it kind of off and on, but I wasn't. Everybody has their struggle game, but they eventually pulled away, and Dabo went on his defense after the game, saying y'all here criticizing us almost over a 4-touchdown win and want to talk about all the struggles and everything they had, but that's the level you at now, bro. That's where you at.
Dabo, you're one of the biggest crybabies in college football. I'm like, Dabo, bro, they go. Okay, and don't get me wrong. Again, Saban does this too, but he doesn't cry as much as you do, bro. You're on top of college football right now. Let it happen. This talk football. They're going to point out your inconsistencies, and they were. Defense did not play good at all the first 3 quarters. All of a sudden, like, hey, maybe we need to turn this switch on a little bit. Don't blame Venables. One certain fan was trying to blame Venables. No, it was just execution. Clemson did not execute defensively at all till the 4th quarter. And then Trevor and them started cranking up, 18 started cranking up, and that's what got them going. But look, Dabo, let it go, brother. It's gonna be fine. They're going to you want them to keep giving you praises or something? I don't get it. I don't get what Dabo be looking for half the time.
Well, when
he mixes in that, he wants to build the material to keep the team going. He does.
His issue at the press conference was that they won by 26 points, and every question that he was asked was kind of like about their struggles when the game got close. And I think that's what his biggest thing was. I'm not saying he right or wrong. I'm just saying that he was kind of like,
that's all.
Well, I mean, it is with that. But go ahead, Dave.
And Syracuse has given him, I guess, as crazy as it's going to sound, they've given him the toughest games over the last 3 seasons. I mean, they have. I mean, if you go when you look, they beat them once. They had them almost beat, last year when Trevor Lawrence went out and Bryce came in and, did his thing. And I guess maybe that may have something to do with it. Like, this just is they give us a tough matchup, and maybe he's realizing that, like, hey, they've given us a run for our money over the last 3 seasons.
Well, the way I see it is, if I'm Dabo, I want this.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what
Somebody.
I'm saying? I want that struggle because at the end of the day, my team is not going to blow out everybody. They're gonna come to a point to where we struggle, and when we come to that point, I don't need it to be in January.
Well, that and you're probably 100% right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm at.
And Dabo, though, I mean, and he just needs to learn how to take that high road, kind of like
Yes.
Nick does, and keep it about the game and all that other stuff. You can say that for another time. But Clemson,
Right.
you kept rolling, you kept on moving. So let's get to a game that there was an actual wager on. Iowa State versus Oklahoma State. I'm gonna sit back and just not say nothing because I want to see what these two got to say.
Well, I'll go first, because first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Minor Tigers because not only did we have a cash app of the week,
we did
this game. We had a bet on the Minor game that I don't know if I think we recorded it.
We did.
So, I don't have a whole lot to say about the game. I just know that my pick was golden and big. I mean, I'm just looking forward to Thursday, bro. That's all I got to say.
Brock Purdy, man. Brock, man. Hey, man. Look, guy. I believed in you, brother. I believed in you, man. You weren't as efficient. I mean, Oklahoma State's defense actually, surprisingly, played well in this game. They actually played well. This wasn't a shootout. This probably was one of the ugliest Big 12 games you're gonna see in a while, especially from two teams that actually had solid offenses coming into it. I mean, Iowa State, I thought you was gonna keep the momentum going, but nah, man, it didn't happen for me, and you cost me.
Well, I'll say a little bit about this game when we go to Iowa State versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is now completely still undefeated in the conference, so we got all that's going on. However, it was a pretty good game. I'm not 100% sold on Oklahoma State. I think they still have a lot of deficiencies. Their line is definitely not strong. I think that undefeated streak is going to end here really soon in the next, if not this week, in the next couple of weeks. So that's why I am with Iowa State.
They got Texas and Oklahoma left on their schedule.
Man, I believe they'll lose before them.
Well, they got Texas next.
I'm talking about Texas and who else?
And then they got Kansas State, and then they got Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, it's those three in a row. Yeah. You losing somewhere. Maybe not one. Maybe
me personally, I don't think I think they'll finish undefeated. That's just me personally because they have a young man at that school named Trouble. I tried to tell y'all about that young man named Trouble.
Is it Chuba or Chuba?
Chuba. My bad. I'm from the South. I tried to tell you about that.
Coosa County.
Coosa County to be exact.
Yeah, Coosa County to be exact. Not exact, but exact. And I just want to let y'all know that I told y'all he was going to tote that rock again. Yeah. Iowa State. My boy had a good old 139, 5.6 average with the 1 tub. He did his thing. But I do agree with Renard that the offensive line has to get better because he did a lot of that on his own. He did a lot of that on his own. And I think he had a 50-yard run, I think. Something like that. But,
32.
Yeah. So I just, thank you for one of y'all gonna listen to me one of these days that
when the hell
we just showed we got 2 of the next 3 games. So if you're gonna ride with Chuba, go ahead.
Right.
Hey, I'm ready.
Well,
I'm ready to put it down. What we gotta do?
What I would like to say is that this is what I want.
That's what we do on this show. We don't renege. We honor our bets.
So I would like to just put it on the table to any one of you guys above me. If you want to challenge me on a pick on Thursday, Just
Okay.
let me know. Just let
Okay.
me know.
Yes. It's on.
Definitely. It's on.
By the way, the Down South Football podcast is sponsored by Tito's this week.
Tito's this week.
And Cash Out.
No, I'm not sponsored by Tito until I see the check.
Tito's vodka. You can get us
Nah,
on Facebook,
I need
Instagram,
I need to
or
check.
Twitter.
Moving on. Moving on. We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
We got move on. We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. Let's roll.
Right.
Let's roll.
Let's bang it out.
Cincinnati versus SMU. Very impressed with Cincinnati, man. Desmond Riddler, the quarterback, doing his thing out there. Man, they laid it on SMU. You can't do all the stuff you was doing at SMU and think you're going to continue to win. Luke Fickle, I got my eye on you, and you know what for.
This was a sweep in the opposite way. We all picked SMU.
Yeah.
We did.
And we all lost.
But I was really, to see them, they're a really solid team, man. I really believe that they could possibly get that spot, that New Year's 6 spot, man. They're really a nice, really complete team. I'm not 100% sold on their offense for real, but I think they can pull it out. What's y'all thoughts on this particular game, sir?
Honestly, just not really about the game, about what you said. I think it could be a New Year's 6, especially in the landscape of what we're dealing with right now, with a lot of teams not really playing, and you don't really have the FCS playing and all this other stuff here. So they're definitely a New Year's 6 team, man. Ben, what you got?
I'm saying, man, they shocked me. They shocked me, man. Luke Fickle, he's stringing together these wins, man, building their resume, and somebody gonna snatch him up soon.
Yep.
Somebody gonna snatch him up soon. And I'll leave it at that.
Please.
And Tuck, you with the first of all, shout out to Tuck with the new Laker gear on. You got the championship hat and you got the new hoodie, which is a 2X, and I'll be able to get it this weekend. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Tuck.
All I got to say is, Luke Fickle, you just went up my hot board for coaches.
Tuck, I need that hot board, Tuck. I need it.
Oh, right now it's just Luke Fickle right now.
It is a lukewarm board.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna use a Renard word. This list is fluid.
It's fluid.
Very fluid.
Very fluid.
Very fluid.
It will change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, and Menard, before we go on to the last game, man, shout out to Jacksonville State for beating FIU, man. 19-10, man.
Wow.
Them boys chose to play 4 games before they play the rest of their games in the spring.
Very good.
And they're rolling.
Yes,
and they're rolling, man. Shout out Jacksonville State.
Good
man.
stuff, man. I didn't even know that, man.
They beat FIU, man. 19-10, man.
And we did do Michigan and Minnesota, didn't we?
We didn't, but I don't really want to do it.
I'm just gonna say with this, Michigan, you finally found yourself a quarterback.
Let's hold it. We thought we found it with Shane.
Remember the Titans. We got us a quarterback.
We gotta hold it.
A quarterback. In week one.
You got a quarterback that looked like a quarterback.
Right, there we go. I like that one.
You got a quarterback that look like a quarterback.
There we go.
That don't mean he gonna get screwed down the line. But I like what y'all doing, man. Y'all seem very, very good. Minnesota, you have some deficiencies that got to be worked on. But hey, shout out to Michigan for the win. Auburn, Ole Miss, and Notre Dame, Pittsburgh. In the last 2 games we're gonna hit, and then we're gonna get on out. Auburn, Ole Miss. Tuck, you can go ahead. Let me
basically,
let me hold on, Tuck. Let me find my mask. Go ahead, because I'm not trying.
Oh, okay. So yes, hold on. I got to
Start out talking.
This is dark.
The dark Auburn.
I just want everybody to know it's still dark Auburn. Okay, let's go ahead and get that still under the
tank.
Great. Offensively, I saw great stuff from Bo and them. The offensive line is getting a little better. I hated that Brandon Council is gone for the season due to a knee injury.
Out.
That sucks. Defensively, Kevin Steele had a great game plan. He gave up big runs, but with 3-man front, we're gonna see that. Pass rush wasn't there. You got to bring an extra blitz, but to hold what's number 8 name? I cannot remember his name.
Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore. Thank you, Elijah Moore, to hold him to 5 receptions and only 15, 20 yards and 1 touchdown. But that was a touchdown that was in the red zone, under the 5-yard line.
Right.
I think who say I think defensive overall it was a good win. Special teams almost lost the game with bad snaps, not field goal kicking or extra points, but bad snaps from Bill Taylor. And Bill Taylor is very solid. He's a NFL type snapper if you want to go there. But yes, Dave.
Two things I want to add in real quick.
Mhm.
I still think that Bo Nix looks for
The home run ball.
Self, just
yeah. I
it's a
see.
security
But
blanket, man.
Tank Bigsby,
My boy.
my dude. Listen,
Hey,
That kid.
you know that's my guy right now. But y'all can take it over. But Tank Bigsby is, I don't know what he's gonna look like 3 years from now, cause he's probably gonna be beat up. But right now, he that dude.
Freshman right now, he got them freshman legs.
Right. Yeah.
let me tell you that
that dude.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but he was my freshman that I picked to be the biggest surprise of the year with Tank Bigsby
Right.
because the kid's gonna keep motoring. He's gonna fall forward. He's gonna give you at least 3 or 4 yards.
Mhm.
It's his shoulder and his hip movement. Oh my goodness!
And not only that, Tuck, he gives you every one thing I know when I turn on the tape, when I look on the TV screen, Tank Bigsby, I can say, bruh, he is giving
He plays hard out
everything that he has.
Yeah.
And you got we need 11 players on both sides of the ball. If they played with what Tank Bigsby played with,
oh my goodness,
we wouldn't be in Auburn right now.
And I really hate that they had that kickoff return back, got called back. I know a lot of people are going to say something about the.
That's what I was just about to say.
The touching of the ball.
I'm going there next, so go ahead.
Right.
Okay. All I gotta say is, okay, did he touch the ball? In my opinion, yeah. Okay, but Auburn went 3 and out after he touched the ball and everything. They went 3 and out, and Ole Miss scored, so they had the lead.
So they got what they were going to get anyway.
Right. So that's what I feel as though we're overlooking this a lot, but there was a lot of missed calls in this game, not just that one. But just shout out to Auburn. I appreciate y'all, but I did pick against y'all, and it's still dark Auburn.
Go ahead, Williams.
Okay, well, I will say that I think you might be misspoken on that. I think when that kickoff happened, I think we were down. And I think that would have put them into a commanding lead, if I remember right. But anyway, that's
it could have been.
They claimed that if they would have fell on it in the end zone, it would have put them.
Yeah, I mean, it would put them up two scores. That's neither here nor there. This is quick. Okay, we got 1 minute. 1 minute about this game. I like some of the things it did. I do give Bo Nix a shout out for what he did with no interception, and the plan kind of looked a little bit similar to what I would like to see. I would like to see still more of the route tree, and I know that was dumbed down this week. But at least he didn't throw no interceptions. And Tank Bigsby is that dog that I've been saying. That dude is a dog, and it's everything about him looks like he can go play somewhere else right now. My concern is that you got to continue to, you got to be careful not to overwork that dog. Cause he that guy. If you give him 40 carries, he gonna take it.
Right. And you don't want the injuries to come in.
You don't want the injuries to come in. The biggest thing and the other thing on the defensive side, man, it's the same thing. I tweeted about it all through the game. And y'all can argue me all you want to, Twitter, but bottom line is if you're getting stalemates on your defensive line, you are losing. And you are losing every time. And you're putting your linebackers who are without one of their leaders, even Owen Papo and Zacoby McClain, as good as they're playing, it looks like they're not playing great because they're not getting anything from the defense line up front. Somebody up front is gonna have to emerge. And it's to me, it's not even about the stalemates, it's about the fact that you're getting. Like every time I turn around, I see Newkirk on the ground. I'm not trying to be hard on him. I'm just saying, like, we're not getting anybody with any push. They're not even stalemates a lot of times. It's like the offensive lineman standing over and the other guys going up to the next level. So that's what some of the things got to get on. The punt, I mean, the kickoff return, man. It looked like he touched it, but it's kind of like the play with Penn State. It's like it could have went either way. Then they said the whistle was blown. I don't have time for all that. You called the holding call on a 100-yard kickoff that was 10 yards to the left behind him. So it didn't have nothing to do with that. So my eyes, we even 7-7. You can say what you want to say, but hey, I know it was a controversial call, and I know Lane Kiffin is making way more out of it than what that he should.
Oh, Lane,
Yeah,
and that's why we glad Lane in the SEC, man.
But
He ain't gonna stop.
He don't want to take responsibility for some of those mismanagement and don't call some other things that happen either. Now, did Auburn deserve to win that game? I'm not gonna say they deserved it. I'm just gonna say that don't talk to me about one call. Let's talk about everything. But
right.
Everybody had a chance. You had a chance to stop Seth Williams from catching that ball basically in almost double coverage and not tackle him on the sideline. So let's just keep it real. But are they lucky? Hell yeah. You will never get me not to say they ain't lucky, but they got to get better. So that's where we are with the Auburn game. So Tuck, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh. How surprised were you, sir?
The blowout, kind of surprised. I thought Ian Book did pretty good. You know,
What?
I know.
He keeping it moving, man. He getting ready for Clemson, dog.
I think Ian Book played pretty good. I think maybe Brian Kelly, in your eyes, the Marcus Spears look.
Give me that Marcus Spears. Give me that look. You ain't got no glass. You can't.
But yeah, thank you. I think Brian Kelly called some different plays that I've never seen him call. Like he was calling more formation.
He better start practicing.
It was like slants. He was calling screen passes. Ian Book was put in a position to succeed. Now, however, Pitt lost a lot of their defensive players because they've been hurt and COVID and all that stuff too.
Their starting quarterback didn't play.
So I'm like, maybe, yeah. But hey, right now, I said this last week, Notre Dame is going to be undefeated until they play Clemson.
Right. So that's all you got on that. Look, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up right here tonight, man. We appreciate y'all for hollering at us and watching and liking and subscribe on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything, especially right here on YouTube. Like and subscribe and hit that bell button, man. If there's something we didn't cover in depth enough, leave it in the comments, man. If y'all want to talk to it, leave it in the comments. Anything you got to say, leave it in the comments. We're gonna get back with you and let you know how we feel about everything. But this is your boy at Renard D. Williams. And then we're gonna go what? Excuse me, Gardner won first at DL Gardner 205.
DL Gardner 205. I was trying to tell y'all don't follow Tuck. Because he don't post that. I couldn't get my fingering right there. But hey, don't follow Tuck. Follow DL Gardner 205. Follow my boy Ben Dennis. Ben, take it over, man.
Oh my man, you know you can go ahead and follow your boy. Hey man, brighter days are ahead, FSU. Brighter days are ahead, man. Follow me at IMD the Double Dose on Twitter and Instagram, man. If y'all need to talk to me, come and holler at me, man. You know, so we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Where is that mute button?
Somewhere. So I mean, it don't stay dark forever. Yeah, right there. Anyway, follow this young man right here at Chauncey Tuck on Twitter and Instagram. I appreciate y'all.
And man, like I said, follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and especially right here on YouTube, man. Holler at us, man. We come back with y'all Thursday. Hopefully we're gonna be live again. Whatever y'all got for us, just hit us up, man. And we out, man.